All right.
YouTube, you know what it is. Living legend Larry, living legend, and Lamont Tyson, Mr. Life Games, in the building, trying to chill out. Please forgive me for my sinus issues, ladies and gentlemen. But we're going to entertain you guys on a Friday night anyway. Living legend, how you feeling over there, brother?
Oh man, I am doing my thing. Just been working hard, trying to get these numbers back up. But you know how it is. YouTube sometimes it's a grind, sometimes it's just easy. Right now is the grind time.
Well, you keep grinding, ladies and gentlemen. Tell that brother to keep grinding. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, he puts out really, really good tech information, photo information. If you're trying to learn how to become a vlogger, a blogger, photographer, tech, you need to check that man out. He'll help you get right. He's helped everybody that you see do YouTubes with me. Give that brother a chance, man. He puts out great educational video. His link is in the description. We are gathered here tonight, Larry and audience, to take people to the pink. The pink Larry has spread her legs again. You still with me, Larry? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Speaking of tech, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Larry done dipped out on me for a quick minute, but he'll be right back. The pink has spread her legs. There he is. He's back. Larry, the pink has spread her legs. And are you ready to take the people to the pink?
Let's do it.
Let's take them there. But before we go to the pink, people, I want to give Larry a contrasting question. It has nothing to do with episode 2, season 2 of P-Valley. It has something to do with who's had a worse day. Ooh. Larry and the audience. Who's had a worse day? And I'm going to give you 3 names. Donald Trump, Vince McMahon, or Elon Musk. Of those 3, who's had the worst day today? You only can pick
one. Man, of all of them, I want to say it's probably Vince McMahon.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what's going on with Vince McMahon, the former chairman of the WWE, we know it as WWF. Me and Larry's old enough to remember it being called WWF.
WWC even.
Poor Vince McMahon has had multiple different women under his time with his current wife and under his time with WWE. Now, each and every time he's been able to skate out of most of them. But for some reason, this particular woman, he ain't been able to escape from her. She has gotten records of over $3 million from Vince McMahon. And Larry, that tells me only one of two things. One of two things. Either he's in love with this woman or she's about to try to bribe him. Either way, ladies and gentlemen,
or both.
Or both. Yeah. Could be both. He's had to step down as chairman. His daughter Stephanie is stepping in, and the board is about to investigate that ass to see if these improprieties were above board. Larry, is this the end of Vince McMahon?
He may make a comeback. It really depends, because this dude, he's got like 9 lives. This dude has figured out a way to keep it going when everybody else thought it was crumbling down. He has, if nothing else, people can say what they want about him, but the dude is a sports marketing business genius. And he has built something ginormous out of a very small property and has kept it going. So we're in an era where people don't like all of this cheating. They're always going automatically to the believe the woman first, attitude. And part of the thing is now is like they're talking about he paid all this money out to her, but if he paid the women out of his personal funds, there's really nothing that should be done on the corporate side. He did. Unless they say, okay, you violated some sort of ethics, corporate ethics.
Yeah, fraternizing with a worker. Because this
lost you. My audio jacked up on me.
Okay, so basically what Larry is saying is 100% correct. And the funds that Vince McMahon spent, the $3 million, those were his funds. But here's the problem. The chick at one point in time worked for the organization, and they do have a no fraternizing They do have a no fraternizing with employees. Okay, so let me break this down for people, Larry.
So talent, because the talent aren't employees; they're usually contractors.
Exactly. Yeah. The wrestlers aren't employees; they're independent contractors. But WWE itself does have quote unquote employees.
Yeah.
So, Larry,
this is gonna be tricky, man.
What? Yeah, I don't think this. It's a bad day publicity-wise for him, and I don't know why, because we're living in a day and era where white men have just came out and told you they can do what the hell they want to do, and all the stuff they used to project on everybody else, they're showing you that they really have been doing it, him and Trump included. So I don't see how this is going to hurt him. I don't see how this is going to. If anything, Larry, this might help him.
You know, here's the thing: is that if it had been any other business, I might just be like, you know, he's done. But it's wrestling. So many people that are of that Donald Trump mindset love wrestling. And so for him the idea of him having to step down for having an affair, not only do they not care, some people may find it darn right offensive that he's being punished for something like this. And so I wouldn't be surprised if he's right back in power right after they finish this investigation and they come out and they say, hey, yeah, we found out he cheated. We found out maybe he was, you know, with an employee, but he paid out he paid out whatever, and he did it out of his own pocket. So there was no corporate funds being used, you know, inappropriately. So, you know, he's good. He's in the clear. I would not be at all surprised if we hear that. And then he goes right back to being, you know, to taking a leadership position.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we're not moved. We don't think nothing's going to happen to his white privileged ass. And then on top of that, he's a white privileged ass with a billionaire. So no, he'll be able to survive this. But if me and Larry ever get caught having spent $3 million on some woman, and we've had multiple women, hell, they might send us to cheaters jail. You know, they just gonna make up a prison for men that cheat. Yeah, just make up a damn prison or something like that. So we ain't even gonna give him no more oxygen. Larry, let's talk about the paint. Let's go to the P Valley. Let's start out, Larry, with these auditions, my brother.
Yeah, in the beginning of the episode, girls get
naked. In the beginning, they was doing auditions because the girl Autumn Night feels like they need more talent, and I would agree with her. So we had Fat Joe, he tried out.
This nigga.
We had Burning Bitch, she tried out.
Don't need a hot box.
And then we had the snake eating bitch that tried out. Then they got with the real women, Larry. Then they got on the Wanda. Okay, Wanda, shake it like a salt shaker. And then they got to this girl right here, Big Bone Lady, Larry, Big Bone. Talk to me about this opening scene, Big Larry, how you like these auditions. Man, that Big Bone was something.
She is, she's built like something else. I'll tell you, the Wanda's character, boy, she was just cracking me up because she would have had everybody, like my mom and everybody would have been screaming at her, stop cracking that gum, you know? She cracks that gum so well. She was up there just pop, 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 pop. And that other chick that was up there, man, she looks like, I don't want to say she looks evil, but she looks evil. The one with the crazy eyes. Woo. She looks like an ice queen.
That's Diamond's wife in real life. Diamond,
that's his wife. Is that her? Are those her real eyes?
No. She just, I mean, she's playing the part. I mean, she looks scary as hell because look, her damn boyfriend is up here doing root work and shit like he Cleo, you know? So they just had her matching his energy. That's all it was.
Oh man. Yeah, I like what I see so far. She's attractive, but she's a little bit scary. I like Wanda's character. I want to see more what she's gonna do because I feel like they didn't really give her enough dialogue this episode where they introduced her. I felt like because of who she was coming off of this hit show, I just assumed that when she came in, they were going to give her a little bit more time and space. But I guess we'll get to see some more in the next coming episodes.
Yeah, they're gonna weave her in, my man. And I felt like they did a good job of basically her and the new girl and Big Bone basically putting Mercedes on notice. Like, shit, you old in this game. When you get to be 30, you damn grandparent up here shaking it fast. Go get that green rubbing alcohol.
Did you? Right. They put all kinds of stuff up there. That was hilarious. You know?
Go get the green rubbing alcohol. My folks in the hood know what we talking about when we say that.
Yeah.
And
man, did you see those chicks though? She did. She was on the pole upside down with the legs, but the other chick was standing on top of her. I was like, what kind of athleticism is this? That was insane.
Larry, let me tell you something about this pole now. The chicks who be going up and down that pole, they're pretty strong. A lot of, and me being a trainer and have trained women, a lot of women don't have as much upper body strength proportionate to men. Most of their power and stuff is in their lower body. But when you're able to pull up that pole, you obviously can do a pull-up. And a lot of women that I start training in the beginning, they can't even do a belly up, let alone a pull-up. So the fact that these women, not only do they pull themselves up the pole, but they do it over and over and over. These chicks is athletes, man. Don't let nobody tell you no different. Yeah, don't let nobody tell you no different. So after that, Larry, we get on to our homegirl. Our homegirl. Crooked letter. And this damn redneck, baby daddy, Lord have mercy. Boy.
He has to die.
We're going to talk about that. But anyway, the sheriff comes around here. He wants some information. He wants to know if she's going back to the pink. And Derek is running his mouth about his feelings on Diamond. And so the question I pose to you, living legend, can we trust the sheriff, or is the sheriff going to wind up being a good old boy from the Dukes of Hazzard?
No, you can't trust him.
You don't think you can trust him?
He might not be all extra. I mean, we might be able to trust him a little bit. Let me take that back, because I do have to. I do recall, when they were up there and he said, well, now if I go ahead and charge Diamond, I'm going to have to go ahead and charge you too. So it seems like it does seem like the sheriff might have a bit of fairness to him. He might be, down there in the valley where the girls get naked and a white cop in Mississippi, but maybe he has a bit of integrity. So
correction, Larry. Big Bone is Diamond's wife. Correction, not the scary-eyed chick. It's Big Bone that's Diamond's wife.
Big Bone. Okay. All right. I guess he had to. Well, let me be respectful. That's dude's wife.
He know, Larry. He know. Larry, trust me. He know. We looking. He know we looking.
I mean, I know he brought her on there. I know he talked to somebody and got her that job, and now she's up there twerking on the bar. So I mean, you put your wife on the bar, people are gonna talk. So
right now, Larry, I think that sheriff, I think he's got love for the pink, because you remember he was getting bribed last season by Aunt. He was one of the people helping to cover things up for the pink. But here's the other problem with the sheriff. The sheriff know about Montavious, the ghost of Montavious. Shout out to Just My Opinions Reviews, B. Avery in the building with the big thumbs up. Thumbs up, people. Check my man out. So, Larry, I think in the end, we might be seeing the sheriff play a protagonist role, Larry. Possibly. You see, when Keyshawn gave him that car, he wound up giving it back to her.
He did. He did, yeah. He looked at it for a good long time, like he might have committed it to memory. But
if a woman like that give me a car and I was single, it's in memory, quick, definitely.
Yeah, I feel like if a woman gives me a card and I'm married, I think I might just be like, I can't do anything with this, but it would be a shame just to give it back. So I'm gonna pass it to one of my friends.
Here you go.
I'm gonna find one of my single boys and be like, remember that $20 I owed you?
Ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. Lord have mercy. So, Larry,
Man.
while we're on the subject, one of the major questions that I put in the taglines of this video is, now that we know for sure Diamond can do root work, and he was actually showing us that he could do it last season. That
Voodoo.
necklace he gave Keyshawn, voodoo. It was some little hand ritual he had done with her. They showed you shades of it, but not enough for you to fully pay attention to it. This season they did it. Now that we've seen Diamond can pull 7 pounds of pressure out of a woman's shoulder and get her back on the top of that pole, not being called grandma, can he put spells on this redneck and poking with pins? Can he put a voodoo doll up and handle Derek, Larry? That's the question I have for you, living legend. Can Diamond handle Derek with his voodoo magic?
I would have to say he might be able to, but I feel like he would have to get his hands on him, because I feel like if he could use that hoodoo to pull that stuff, to pull all that 7 pounds up out of Mercedes, he could put that 7 pounds someplace. You know, he surely dropped it on that scale. And so if he could take it out of her, I'm imagining maybe he can put something that he took out of somebody and put it right into somebody else. So, you know, that would be a piece of work right there. Put 7 pounds of that all up in him and make the dude impotent. You know?
But you know what, Larry? Some people might like that, because then women will give it to him raw dog, because he can't make no babies.
No, I wasn't talking about him being sterile. I'm talking about him not being able to get it up.
Oh my God, Larry, you wish. Oh man.
Now, here's the only reason why I wouldn't wish that on him is because I think for Mississippi's sake, that's not good. Because if he couldn't get it up, he would feel less like a man than he already does. He's already feeling bad because he's not working, he can't find a gig, and he's dependent on her. And so if he just couldn't get it up, he would feel even less like a man, and then he'd just get more violent with her. So,
and whenever she needs to seduce him, she wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, that would be out the door. Did you see when she was seducing him and they had a close-up shot and you could see the black eye on there? And I'm just like, my God, woman. I was like, what are you doing? Why are you staying there? You make enough money, you could leave. You don't need to be there.
Because like, it becomes bigger than that. That when someone beats you, and basically she's not his captive, but because of Corona, she's been stuck in the house with him so long. It's almost like she's a captive. Yeah. Her mindset doesn't know to escape. Her mindset doesn't know, really, I'm wearing the pants. I'm bringing in all the money. I'm taking care of this family. He's putting hands on me, and I'm fearful of what could be on the other side. You see, think about how a lot of people who are stuck in the hood or the trailer park, they are fearful of leaving the trailer park because they don't know what's on the other side, as if it's going to be as bad or worse than where they currently are. Kind of like Stockholm syndrome.
Well, two things. One, do they have trailer parks in the hood? That would be just a double dose of terrible. Do they really?
Hell yeah. In the country, daggone right. For those of you who don't know, the country has, I'm from Aden, North Carolina originally. It has hoods, and right beside the hoods across the park is trailer parks, right there in the hood.
So you can live in the hood and in a trailer park at the same time. Boy, that's a lot to overcome.
Same damn time.
That's a lot to overcome.
Damn time. But it can be done for sure. This
is the thing that I didn't understand about Dude, right? You got this girl that you're with. I don't think they're married, but you know, he's got Mississippi. She's making a good amount of money. She has all these viewers that come watch her every time she gets online, and she's trying to get these brand deals done. Why are you not managing her? Why are you not working out all the brand deals so that she can focus on what she's focusing on? You handle the business,
Larry,
and that's that.
Larry, take a look at this dude. Take a look at this guy. Do he look like he even know how to manage the calculator on his damn cell phone?
I don't believe that he does, but I feel like a lot of stuff it's on the job training.
It could be. It could be.
know?
It could be, but he's got to be willing to do that. And
He
part of his
does.
problem is his ego will not allow him to be in his mind, instead of thinking we're working together, it'd be like I'm working for her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, and in the end of the day, when there's a union, you both are working for the common good of the union, regardless of what your part is, what your role is. You know, you let society separate you two by saying, oh, because she makes more money than you ain't wearing the pants. That ain't true. And it's only true in your mind if you allow it to be. Understand that a union is exactly what it is. If you're operating as a union, you're equal parts. One person might have this that they bring to the union, but what you bring to the union affects the union as a whole. And what he's doing, he's affecting his moneymaker. He putting black eyes on the girl that make the money for him. He's making it difficult for her to leave the home, stressing her out. So much so that Larry, she has to seduce this dude just to go on tour that only going to last 13 days.
I know, that's crazy. Tour. That's just crazy. Yeah, I wish he would just be able to get up out of that situation. But dude would be smart if he was just like, I'm going to take care of all the business stuff and figure it out. I can't imagine Mississippi knows any more about the business stuff than he does. You know, she's figuring it out as she goes. So, I mean.
But she's got a manager. She's got that dude managing her.
Right. She does have that dude. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know how,
I don't trust him.
here's going to be another problem with, I mean, that dude is doing some serious coke in the car, but here's the problem with this dude. If he gets a job, like he applied for that job, I think is like the foreman or assistant foreman or some manager. I don't know. But I think if he gets a job, it's going to be a problem because once he gets to work and all the people that he works with, all them dudes start teasing him because they go to, he's at work and all of a sudden these dudes have their cell phones on watching Mississippi shake her ass on the pole. They're going to be up there talking about him. Oh, this is your girl, blah, blah, blah. And he's going to get mad. We know how violent he is with his temper. He's going to tell her, you can't do this anymore. I have a job. You don't need to do this anymore. You need to stay at home. And she's going to be like, nah, we can't survive off your little peenie any job.
That's going to be the breaking point. It's going to come. It's going to come a time when he's going to be like, nope, I got this. You need to stay home, take care of them babies. And she's going to be like, nah, hell nah. And then maybe that's when Diamond going to put that hoodoo on her. I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. But that wasn't the only action going on in this thing, Larry. Oh, Corbin is back. And he's acting like he on drugs again, Larry, because he popped up at the Pink and he's trying to offer them, as the ump would say, a little dick offer of $500,000. And Autumn Knight says that if that casino do really and truly go up, the intrinsic value of the Pink is 10 times that. I want 10 million. Larry, is Autumn right to try to push him up more than $500,000, or is he wrong? Or is she wrong?
Oh, she's absolutely right. All she really needs to do, I mean, $10 million is money that even if it turns out that it's worth 20 million and you took 10 for it, 10 is enough that you can go start your own thing somewhere else. You can do whatever you want to. Like, if you want to open a new Pink, you can find a new spot in town and go to the Pink. Because let's be real, you can have the casino. They may even have a version of the Pink at the casino, but they're not going to have the Pink because the Pink is the people who make the Pink. It's Uncle Clifford. Right. It's Mercedes. It's the other girls that work there. It's all of that. It's that you can't franchise that, Yeah. And so,
and it's got that long history in the community too, Larry. It's got a long history in the community.
Yeah. And so if they, people might say maybe they even buy the rights to the name. Maybe they keep calling it the Pink, but people are going to know. They're going to say, hey, is Uncle Clifford still there? No. The girl, no. Mercedes not there. No, so-and-so's not there. Where are they at? Oh, they're at the new spot that Uncle Clifford just built. And they're going to go over there to the new spot. And when you have $10 million, you have enough money to build something new and be comfortable and give it time to grow. because as you know, businesses often lose money for, for sometimes for a couple years until they start turning a profit. But
yeah, usually about three. If you can survive the 3 years, that's when you usually turn a profit, and on average.
But now, I like Autumn's thinking though. I like her thinking. I mean, we know she's a stripper, and it seems like she might be a stripper at heart because she keeps talking about how much she misses it. But I think business-wise, she's really savvy, and Mercedes needs to stop hating on her.
She's putting in that work. She's definitely putting in that work. But, you got to keep in mind that her, Big L, Diamond, and Mercedes, they're all harboring a huge secret. A man is dead, and they all know about it.
Yeah.
We can sit here and say that based on the way he treated Haley, he deserved it. But then again, you could say that he didn't have a fair trial in court, blah, blah, blah. He should have went to court if he did it. Whatever. You can say whatever you want to say.
But dude tried to kill her.
He tried to kill her. Simple as that's how I look at it. He tried to kill her. He tried to kill her. You
don't need a court for that.
Right. Yeah. He tried to kill her. So do you think that with them showing that he's haunting, or he's going to be haunting that facility, when she finds out that that's going on, do you think she's going to be more prone to take the little dick offer and not keep trying to strive for the big dick offer?
No, but I think we might see more of Diamond's hoodoo. I think we might see more of that. I think that's going to probably play a more prominent role this season.
We're going to have to. I'm waiting for Diamond to roll up. I'm waiting for Diamond to roll up at the Pink, Larry, with a big truck full of sage, set that bitch on fire, then ride all around the building, maybe back it up in the building. I'm waiting for that, Larry. He's going to come sagebrush that Pink.
Well, what they could do is that chick that has the fireworks on her heels, they can go ahead and put some sage on there. When she goes twisting around, you could have a big smoke circle that's just going around and cleanses the stage and the pole and everything else.
That's Mercedes, and Mercedes should be ready. She should be ready to go, Larry. She should be ready to go. After Diamond done pulled them pounds out of her.
Yeah.
Now this episode has some funny moments, Larry. I want you to take a look at the next thing we're going to discuss. It was very funny. Check this out.
I'm too much of a cat to be fucked by a kitten. Who approved this shit? But that's Uncle Clifford's birthday.
Is there like some Google calendar I should be on?
Don't worry about it, Sadie's. Because we gonna see how Autumn Night, Lakeisha, Haley Savage do all on her little lonesome tomorrow for the grand re-opening.
Boy, that Uncle Cliff, boy.
That Negro is so extra.
That Uncle Cliff, man. Whoa. He let her know what the deal is, Larry. How do you feel about look, like I'm on Haley's side on this one. I'm sorry. Like, I've been a business owner. I've been someone who's partnered with a business, who's been a co-business owner. I've been an employee. You done admitted to this girl that all you got of that money she gave y'all left is 25 G's, but look how you dressed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Pink
I don't think we've seen him in anything. I don't think we've seen him in the same thing twice.
Larry, Uncle Cliff has never seen a TJ Maxx he wants to go inside of. Never. He ain't going to no TJ Maxx. Not to mention they've been shut down from COVID and they can't get no PPP loan. I'm with Autumn Night. She ain't know it was his birthday. You talk to me, Larry. How you feel?
Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm like, you guys need to tell people. It's like, it'd be different if they have been there for like 10 years or something and everybody, she's celebrated multiple birthdays and stuff. Maybe she would know, but I mean, if you want people to know about things like your birthday, you need to tell people that your birthday, so people have an idea. But, Uncle Clifford at the same time, he's up there talking about he doesn't want to celebrate it. And he's up there trying to wallow in some sort of 40-year-old self-pity. And it's just like, come on now, you guys he can't do all that. And at the same time, give Autumn Night some grief about not knowing. And Mercedes I'm like, damn, Mercedes, chill with all this stuff, calling her Miss Bossum and all the other stuff. I'm just like, this chick came and took all you broke ass Negroes that were about to be on the street, saved your place of business, and then has continued to allow you guys to work, paid to have the paid to have the car wash, get the chicken wings, gave these girls a place to dance so they can earn some money during the. It's like none of that registers with her. She's just mad. She's just mad, and really. And truly, I just don't believe she's mad at Autumn Night. She's mad at her situation because she's looking up every day, seeing those billboards of her mother with that money she stole. She's seeing her mom on these commercials with this church with the money that she stole. And I don't know how's a church ever going to flourish and be good when it started from a poison place, you know?
Well, think about this, Larry. The mama is poison. The mama is not trying to use that church for what it's supposed to be used for. She's using that church for the tax benefit and the income. Period. Yeah. Period. And while we talking about that mama, Larry, let's go ahead and give everybody that scene that the mama had with the catchy tune, and you know what I'm talking about. Let's get it.
Where the blessings reside, where the blessings reside, where the blessings reside, where the blessings reside. Now I'm told y'all before, you know what we do. We giving out food baskets, hand sanitizer too. You better ask somebody, cause we do this all the time. And that's what? Where the blessings reside, where the blessings reside, where the blessings reside, where
And Larry, where did you learn about that whole statement? You've learned it from B. Avery, didn't you?
Avery, yeah.
This dude right here.
What a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside. Okay, baby, let me tell you something. If a whore ain't paying y'all bills, that's the last thing y'all should be worried about.
Oh my God. And Larry, this brother parlayed that into a legitimate job on P-Valley. Got himself a job on P-Valley.
It's funny because as soon as it took me a long time. When I saw it, I was like, where do I recognize this dude from? It was like I shouldn't recognize this dude, but I recognized him from somewhere. And then it finally clicked when I heard where the blessings resides. I was like, oh man.
Oh,
that mama is something else, boy. She is something else.
I'm just waiting for the hammer to drop with the mama. That's what I'm waiting, because they haven't really focused a lot on the mama this season, but that mama is sitting back waiting to do something, Larry.
Yeah, and I'll just say this to people: if you guys are out there, and I know people out there, they love their moms. I love my mom. Everybody loves their moms. Don't let other people hold your money. That's just what it is. Do not let other people hold your money, especially people that are your friends and family, because you don't want those relationships to go sideways. And it's one thing you give somebody, $100, $500 to hold. It's another thing when you start talking about tens of thousands of dollars. People's attitudes start changing. People start talking about, well, I spent a little bit for this, or you gave it to me and I had it so long I thought maybe it was mine. People come up with all kinds of crazy stuff. So I would just simply say, get your own bank account.
Be careful. Be careful. I mean, the people that get on your nerves the most can definitely be family, and you really, really have to put some of those relationships in a bubble if you want them to be long lasting. Because family will be the main ones to make you have a guilt trip if you don't help them. But if you're a family, you know how these people are with their money, and if you give certain people money, you're not going to get it back. And then they want to try to tell you're a bad person for not giving it to them. So people, sometimes you have to be selfish when you're trying to climb to the top.
And that's another thing. Don't loan family money. Don't loan family money. If somebody says, "Hey, can you loan me some money?" You could say yes. You could say yes and give them the money. You could even write it on paper. But in your mind, in your heart, don't let that be a loan. Just let that be a gift. Because if they start, not being able to pay you back, and that's one of those other things too. Is just like when I don't want people I've loaned money before to family, and I've given money to family, and I've just told them, just it's yours. Do what you will with it. It's not a loan. Keep it, use it. I'm like, if I need some money from you at some point, I'll come and ask, and hopefully you can help me, or you can pay it forward to somebody else. But I was like, I don't want to be weird. I don't want us to be weird where you need to pay me back and then you stop returning my phone calls, or, we don't hang out because you're worried that, that you owe me money and you don't want to see me. And, I don't want to be looking at you sideways like you ain't paying me that money back. So why you have some new Jordans on? How you get the new Apple Watch and you owe me money? Yeah. So I don't even want to deal with all that. So I just like, if you need money at the time, I give you the money or I don't give you the money. That's it.
Gotcha.
So
then after that, Larry, Little Murder and his Joneses for Unc. He shows up at the house. Now, mind you, I'm loving Loretta Divine in her role. She is funny as I don't know what, man. But anyway, Little Murder so can see. To her. Yeah. Well, I mean, most of the time when you have feelings for someone, you are typically sweet to their love, who they love, stuff like that. And he's very sweet to her. But here's the thing. Little Murder can see Big Cliff in that mirror. Now, right. I don't know why the hell Cliff ain't look at the mirror. He would have seen that Little Murder was looking at him. But for whatever reason, he didn't. Okay. And Little Murder seen him, and everything he wanted Cliff to know, he said it. And then Larry, at the end, he going to do this. Tap on the door. Boy, I thought that was some voodoo. He tapped on that door. Larry, what is going to happen between these two? Because that line that Loretta Divine said, that Lord Jesus, Amazon done delivered dick to the door. Let me find out Amazon start delivering sex workers to the door. Let me find out Amazon done got in that business. Boy, there's going to be a lot of mad folks running around here. But in this situation, Larry, Amazon delivered dick to the door. Talk to me about this relationship.
Yeah, man, these two are something else. I'll tell you, I'm curious to know how all this is going to pan out, because he can't be Lil Murder trap rapper dude that's out there and gay at the same time. It's not going to work for him. His audience is not going to feel that. And so I'm just curious. I feel like all the stuff that he was saying, that things didn't go down the right way, and he apologizes and all that, I think he believes that in his heart. But I think what happens is that he's going to go out on this 13-day tour. They're going to do really, really well. They're going to get an opportunity to do some more. He's going to get an opportunity to do some more bigger things, and it's going to end up where he's going to have to sort of put Clifford in the corner again, and that's not going to sit well with them. And so I don't know how that relationship works out. The only way I see that coming out is if Lil Murder gets outed. That's the only thing I can see that it's where he's gonna actually have the courage to do it, is if he gets outed. And then if he gets outed, then maybe he gets enough courage to just simply say, yeah, okay, that's true. I'm not gonna hide it anymore. That's true. Maybe he has enough courage at that point to say it, but he's not just gonna let me call a press conference. Let me go on and do let me post an Instagram tweet or Instagram post or reel or something. He's not gonna just come out,
So Larry,
he's not gonna go on stage and say, "Let me bring out my boo," and here comes Uncle Clifford. You
don't think on no level, Larry, they could spin this story where Lil Murder comes out and have the rap community on this show enjoy it? Because what I think is going to happen, I think he's probably going to slip up, and old dude he beat up last year that rode by his house in the last episode. I think he's going to probably try to shoot Lil Murder, or he's going to out Lil Murder for being gay and in this community, and then put pressure on him, one or the other one. So you don't think they could have written this so that Lil Murder could survive coming out as a gay rapper?
I mean, I feel like it's possible. I think they're probably going to try and out him at some point. I don't know how you survive that. I mean, as he is, like, if you're sort of an artsy type rapper, if you're Tyler the Creator, then sure, you can survive that. But your name's Lil Murder, you're a trap rapper from Mississippi. I mean, I don't know. I don't think people are gonna be feeling him like that. That's the problem. It's not just the fact that he's a rapper named Lil Murder. It's the fact of what kind of rapper he is. You know,
we'll see.
I mean, if he was, I don't know if he was something, but I think you're right. He's gonna get outed or something's gonna happen. My concern too is that with Mississippi, the whole thing with them is they're supposed to be a couple. Like that whole act that they have going, like Mississippi's supposed to be his girl. And if everybody feels like they've been lying to him, like this is all just a big fraud, Mississippi was never his girl, or she could play it as I didn't know, and he's been dipping on me, on the DL, then she could do that. That could possibly be a good look for her because she'll get some sympathy out of that, but it's going to look bad for him because now people are going to be like, not only are you gay, but now you up there lying and ruined a good one,
Post your comments, man. We've got 135 in the building. Can we get 135 likes to let people know that you enjoy this content so others can come join you in my comments?
Can we get $135 in super chats?
Yeah, we do accept super chats now. We do accept super chats now. I hate seeing my other black folks up there that cater to white folks making all the super chat money now. I'm just keeping the thing 100 with y'all. Shoot your brother a little something. We down for it.
And he's got those good memes too. He's got those good memes waiting for you.
Yeah, keep them on that. So Larry, Autumn Night decides she's going to go ahead and do the pink grand open and spread them legs early, and Larry is a shit show.
Yeah.
Big Bone is all up on the club taking the strippers' money. Big L got like 5,100 jobs, and he can't manage them all. He got about to have the building on fire. Then you got one dude down there talking to his baby mama about the paternity of the baby. You got Maury. So Autumn is stressing herself out. What did you assume was going to happen that night, Larry, with Autumn having to deal with all these issues?
Yeah, part of me was thinking, like, are they going to burn the pink down? They can't burn it down this early in the season, Hey,
but insurance money, and you can have a season building a new one.
You could do that, no doubt. Yeah. But I would see that would be better at the end of the season if you had what's his name, Corbin's people blow up her building or burn it down. Okay. That would be better if they did it. But I mean, they definitely need to work out some rules because they seem like they're bringing in new people, and these new people don't seem to understand their place. And she does need to get some new help. You can't have dude trying to run the kitchen and the bar and the door and everything else. Dude needs, and they need a DJ.
Oh my goodness. Big L trying to get all the checks, Larry.
Yeah.
Don't knock the man hustle. The problem is him trying to get all them checks. He about to destroy the whole building.
Yeah.
So
they need to do something. But Youngboy, did you see Youngboy was gone? He was in dude that could have DJ. Youngboy was gone. He was in Atlanta getting his work on.
Yeah, he down there doing his thing now.
Yeah.
Hey, he working it out. And so, Larry, then we get to this mess right here. And I'm sure you was like me. I'm sure you was worried for Loretta Divine's character at first. And then all of a sudden, this happens.
Looking like a runaway slave girl with these ashy feet. I got no cocoa butter in the side. What?
If only we all had a grandmother like Ernestine.
We know you ain't get a chance to go to your own prom, so that's why tonight, bitch, we crown you as the prom queen.
There go your boy. For y'all that missed out, this is the same
What
guy.
a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside. Okay, baby, let me tell you something. If a whore ain't paying y'all bills, that's the last thing y'all should be worried about.
This motherfucker.
So Larry, they snatched up Uncle Cliff for the 40th birthday. Cliff is a little heartbroken. You heard he didn't go to his prom. He's heartbroken over the situation with murder, and he ain't had no panty draws in 3-4 months. So You know the butthole humming plus his penis head humming. But then Larry, they see a DJ that they think is. I'll let your boy say it.
Fine as trade, 12 o'clock. Child, he might be underneath that mask.
Well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit, cause that nigga is fine.
Go on over there and try it. Next thing you know, your ass gonna be bent over a jukebox getting your back blown out, and before you know it, your heart will be shattered into a million fucking pieces on the VIP booth.
Damn. Uncle Clifford's a little bitter.
Boy, those are some visuals right there. First, you talking about butter in the butt. That's stuff we say in the country. And then Uncle Clifford talking about you bent over on the DJ's table. But you know what wound up happening, Larry?
Yeah.
Uncle Clifford went backstage, showed the world that he has a baby head for a penis, and he let that DJ get some of that action, all while he's thinking about Little Murder. Larry, is this DJ going to wind up being a problem going forward for Cliff? Because Cliff don't care about this DJ.
The only way it may be a problem is Autumn hires him. Because Autumn might be like, we need a DJ to come up in here, and she might hire dude, and now Uncle Clifford's got to look at him every day, and dude keeps trying to get at him. You know? Now, that would be interesting if dude gets if dude gets with Uncle Clifford or starts messing with him or something, and then he and Little Murderer get into it over Uncle Clifford. That would be something else right there.
You got that right. By the way, Larry, the people heard you, my man. We got a $10 super chat.
There we go.
Brownie Brown says,
Brownie
keep
Brown.
up the good work, fellas. I appreciate that, Brownie Brown. And let me give you a gift. Let me see here. Which one should I give him? What have we not played in a long time? Oh, shout out to my boy B. Avery. I took this gift and made it out of him.
Guys, unfortunately, I was out of bleach, but we may have an upgrade. Good old CLR takes care of calcium, lime, rust, and shitty movies. My name is Brandon Keith Avery, and this is just my opinion.
Oh my goodness, boy.
Oh, that was great.
And it also takes care of great super chat. So Brownie Brown, we appreciate you, my man. Appreciate that super chat. We are very, very grateful. Very
Avery.
All right, big Larry, let's get on back with this thing. So Larry, Autumn has got the club under control. The Pink got her legs spread open and she lubricating. And now it's time for the new Trinity, Larry. They call the new Trinity Earth, Wind, and Fire.
You know?
They up there shaking it fast, getting it in. But while all that shaking and fast is going on, the homegirl Diamond, Mercedes, excuse me.
Mercedes. Look at that. Look at all that money down there.
Thank God you had that Scrooge McDuck money on the table, because if she would have hit the hard floor, that might have would have been it for her. But she survives. She survives, Larry. And then she goes on over here to Diamond Crib. He pulls out 7 pounds of pressure out of her shoulder. Talk to me, Larry. What'd you think about all that?
I'll tell you, boy. He said, when he said, I'll tell you one thing, I know it takes 7 pounds of pressure to pull a trigger. I was like, oh, and then she got mad at a heartbeat at Autumn and said, this is all your fault. This is all your fault.
Well, you know, Larry, Mercedes is dealing with a lot of frustration. Number one, she keeps having to pleasure herself with a fake stick. So that's an issue. Her mama got her. She's having the issue of knowing what happened with Montavious on the brain. Then on top of that, the strip club, you know, they ain't really making it. Then to add more injury, her dance studio, basically all the kids' parents is like, we're not sending our kid up there with Corona running hot. So she's dealing with a lot, Larry. She should have told Diamond to put a good feeling spell on her, something that's going to turn her, reverse her fortunes or something. That's what she should have asked Diamond to do.
Yeah. She should have just go ahead and talk to Diamond and just say, look, Diamond, here's the deal. I'm not with anybody. You're not with anybody. Let's just go ahead and make this happen until one of us finds someone. Just, friends with benefits. That way they both have something. She don't have to be all stressed out, hating on Autumn every 5 minutes. But I'll tell you the thing that cracked me up. I think it was Uncle Clifford that said it. He said, if he could do that without even touching you, imagine what that
penis gonna do. Right.
I said, these women are a damn mess.
I mean, forget that. Imagine what he could do if he just blow on your ass. You might have an orgasm on the spot. I'm sure he got a spell for that somewhere in there. Goodness.
And he still got a soft spot for Mississippi.
Exactly. That's why he ain't thinking about nobody else, because he like Mississippi. Mississippi, his thing. And then Big Larry, we get on to this mess right here. Oh boy, I had to blow it up. A lot of people thought that was Dre, because in the very next scene, Dre pops up in the club wanting to know what's going on. Mind you, this is all after Mercedes has kicked Autumn out of her house, told her ass to go somewhere else. So what happens? Autumn comes to her club that she owns, looks at the camera, see ain't nobody in there. Camera pop up with this. We get that. Then Dre comes in. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not Dre. That is the spirit of Montavious. And you better be glad that Diamond is going to be doing security at this club, because you're going to need him. But here's my question to you. Did they mess around that night, Larry? Because you can cut the tension between them two with a knife, a butter knife, a butcher's knife. He's in a precarious situation. He needs to work her over to get the club. She knows he needs to work her over, and these two like each other. Talk to me, Big Larry.
Yeah, he needs to stay away from her. Like, just stay away from her. There are certain women in this world that you just can't be around. Like, you just can't do it. And I'm sure there's certain women that are out there saying there's certain men they can't be around. There are certain people that have a certain magnetism together. And if that person is not the person you're with, then you can't be near them. You need to stay away. And those two are like magnets. They're polar opposites in a lot of ways, but they just attract. Yeah. And dude needs to stay as far away from. I can tell. I mean, we already know he's gonna smash this season. They're gonna smash. They're gonna play. They're gonna go back and forth. She keeps on trying to act like she's, like she doesn't want him anymore. But you can tell every time she looks at him, she can't take her eyes off of him. She likes that dude. She's totally into him.
She's into him, but I think she's enjoying toying with him too. She knows she's in this business position. She's seen he's representing Corbin. And I think she's just toying with him because she knows how bad he wants her. He knows it, Larry. She knows it.
But see, that's one of those situations where, and I've been in this situation, somebody toys with you until you get done being toyed with. And then once you're done, they lose all their shit. All their cool points go out the window, because then all it is they just come running. They come running because all they want is you. And they were having fun with you before. And now they're just like, oh, crap. What did I go? Did I take it too far? Did I lose it? Did I lose him? And I think that's what's going to happen. She's going to toy with him until she takes it too far, and dude's going to be like, I'm good. I'm done. I had enough. And then she's going to come running.
He can't do that, Larry, because he's stuck. Corbin gave that man, I don't know how much money it was, but it was about $200K to represent him and use the powers of his penis to get this woman to give up that offer that he won. Now, Corbin gonna have to come back with at least $1 million. She ain't giving it up, Larry, for no $500,000. She's not giving it up for that.
Nah.
But do you think he can get her to $1 million?
I don't know. I think she would do it for $5 million.
Yeah.
I generally feel like I generally feel like anybody's first offer on something is double what they really want. It's like if somebody says give me 10 million, they're probably thinking I'll do 5, so I'll say 10 and I'll start negotiating downward, and if I get to 8 or 7, I'm happy. If they take me all the way down to half, then I'm cool, because that's where I want it to be anyways.
Okay. I'm with that.
So,
and at the end of the day, these two might wind up teaming up, Larry. I got a sneaky suspicion they're going to need each other for something. I do too,
and I would not be at all surprised if he ends up saving Autumn's life. I wouldn't be surprised if he saved her life and they ended up in each other's arms because of it. And I feel bad for dude's wife because his wife seems like she's wholly legit. You know?
Well, that's what I was going to say, Larry. If he winds up in her arms, who's going to save his life from his wife?
Right? His wife doesn't have to do it. All she has to do is come home and just cough on him. You know?
Bruh.
Just come home and start coughing on him.
And by the way, his wife is fine, too.
She's fine. She's smart. She's educated. Good job. You know, and she's considerate. She's not even up there trying to kill the dude. She's up there. She was getting mad that she had to come up on the main. She said, I don't want to have to come up on the main. You know, she's worried about him and infecting him.
At the end of the day, Larry, you can be the finest person on the planet. Sometimes those desires, they drain dry for whatever the reason. Look at all the men Holly Berry done been through. I can name you countless amount of women that us men that have never been with them will look at them and be like, damn, she fine. How could somebody leave her? You can leave her if you experience the person, whatever. Sometimes people get used to it. Sometimes people don't keep the fire going. And this dude obviously ain't trying to keep no fire going because wife come home, his ass is downstairs playing NBA Live and didn't go get her almond milk. Damn.
You know, right.
Just
you know, it's funny. We used to always say behind every fine chick is a dude that's sick of looking at her. You know,
right?
Because it's true. I mean, it's like you could be fine, and I had a girlfriend when I was in college. I had a girlfriend that was just straight up fine. Everywhere I went, niggas would be like, "Come up," literally like, "Damn, your girl's fine." And like after a while, I would be like, I'd look at her and be like, "Oh yeah, she is. I forgot." You know, because you just get. I mean, we broke up because she was boring. I just told her I said I'm bored and I just don't want to do it anymore. But I think that's part of the problem is that there are people out there that you just, I guess, after a while, you just get sick of being with them. You know?
Yeah.
They need to offer you something more, and whatever it is, you know. So, and Autumn is beautiful. She's crazy. She's ambitious. You know, she has a lot going on. She has a lot.
And she's new. And she's just new.
She's new.
That's the important.
Right.
She's new. Last thing we're going to cover tonight, Larry, we'll be out of here and get back next week. Your girl seduced the redneck. And let me just tell you, it ain't take a whole lot of seducing. I'm going to just keep that. She ain't worked that hard, but she seduced him. She gets in the car with this crew. And Larry, that look on her face when she pulled her mask down at the end, what was she trying to convey to the audience? That had me scared. That made me think, what is she trying to do? She not planning on coming back. She going to leave her baby. What was she trying to convey to the audience when she left?
I don't know. Maybe she left the gas on in the house.
I don't think she killed the baby, Larry. My goodness, man. No, she ain't do that. I don't think she going to kill the baby.
No, I don't think she's going to I don't think she's going to kill the babies, but, you know, I mean, yeah, when she got in that car, I really was just thinking like, she's not coming back. I mean, the only thing that she would come back for are those kids, but everything she needs to support herself is right there. She has her and she has that cell phone. All she needs is that camera so that she can go ahead and dance and get her Instagram going. And she's got Little Murder right there. So they're going to be together on that tour. And I mean, she needs to make her money now because, you know, these brand partnerships, they don't last forever. Social media stuff, you're hot while you're hot. And then, you know, they find someone else that's new that's hot. So she needs to make what she's going to make now. But I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't come back. Like even when she comes back to Chuckalisa, I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't go back home instead. If she went to like stay with somebody else. Maybe she goes to stay with Mercedes or Autumn or somebody.
Gotcha.
Or maybe she goes to stay with
Diamond. How do you think that this tour is going to go? Is the question. How do you think this tour is going to go? Is it going to be a S show or is it going to be a fire ass tour?
No, I think it's going to be a fire tour. I don't think we're going to see much of it. I think we'll probably see maybe one or two performances, but I think we may see a performance or two like maybe this whole next episode they're gone, or maybe we see an episode or two, and then after that, I think they'll just show them coming back from the tour. And
Okay, gotcha.
you know, but I think it's going to be a tour that's going to be very good for both of them. I think it's definitely going to be good. Now they could do it where it's not good for Lil Murder, but it's really good for Mississippi, and then that causes a bit of a rift because it's already a bit of a rift because Lil Murder is like, I put you on, I'm the one making the music, but Mississippi's manager is basically like, it's her. This is basically like kind of her tour. It's her brands. It's like all her people are funding this tour. It's all the brands that want access to her that are funding this tour. So he's already a little bit salty about it. So if she did really well on this tour and he didn't, it would be an interesting dynamic that plays out after that. But I think they're both going to come back having done well.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you'll have to tune in Sunday to see what happens. That's it for me and Larry. Till next week. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe. Larry's got a channel. He's the tech guy. I'm Lamont Tyson, Mr. Life Games. We've got 142. Let us get those 142 likes. I'll be back next week, Monday and Friday with Larry. Till that next Sexy as Hell video, we'll see you guys. Have a great weekend. Happy Father's Day to all the good fathers out there.
Happy Father's Day.